My brother.
Hey V, how you feeling, man?
Hey man, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. How you been?
Man, it's been a
What's
long
been going
time.
on?
Seems like, man.
Yeah, you've been busy, man. It's hard to
I'll
keep up
see.
with you, man.
Now I've been busy. It's like I turn on my television. I see you on Sunday's Best. See you as a judge. I turn
Mhm.
on my radio. I hear your new song. I see you doing so many wonderful things across the country, man. So congratulations to you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I am so excited to have you with me today, Jonathan McReynolds, and I'm AV from the People Station Magic 102.1 inside the BMW Center Studios. Man, let me tell you, I was thinking the other day, I was talking with Yolanda, and I was thinking the other day, I said, I remember being in the Bahamas, see if I can trigger your mind, being in the Bahamas, a part of the One Love cruise. I
Mhm.
saw you walking down the hallway, and you were always walking down through the hotel with your guitar in your hand. And you were
All
walking
the
around.
time.
Yeah.
That's the only time y'all notice me. That's all.
No, it was like new, and I remember telling Yolanda and Marcus, I'm like, who is this young brother that's walking around with this guitar in his hand? And it was like you were walking, and at this time, people were coming to know who you were and who you are, and you were just walking, unassumingly, just doing your thing, playing your music, but you was always focused on your gift. And I thought about, here's this young man that he was walking through the crowd with his guitar focus, and now the world loves you and love what you're doing. From that time to today, man, how has that ride been for you? Because you've gone from just this guy, you could walk through a crowd, to now if you walk through a crowd, they probably gonna try to grab your guitar.
Like take my chain off.
Yeah.
No, it's no, man. It's been definitely a wild ride, man. Even back then, it was strange for me. This is not something I anticipated I'd be doing with my life, and I'm blessed to do it. But even at the cruise, man, I probably was like trying to figure out what was going on, man.
Right.
Even in that, the guy was giving so much favor. Even in that,
Yeah.
I didn't come with the big itinerary, but God allowed me to just find favor on that trip.
Right.
And it's been like that since. It's just been favor after favor, heart change after heart change, people just advocating and championing me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you and Yolanda, because you've always been that for me. And so, it's just been crazy, man. It's absolutely
Yeah.
been crazy.
Well, you've always been a blessing to us, and one thing I like about you, Jonathan, is the consistency. You've always been consistent. You know,
Thank you, man.
you've always been an advocate. When you stood for something, you stood on your principles. You're always a guy of integrity, and you always produce great music.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
That means
How
a
have you
lot to
been?
me.
Yeah. How have you been holding up through this quarantine, through this COVID-19?
Hey, man, I mean, for the most part, I've been all right. I mean, I think quarantining and just a part of this that's locking down and not hanging out with too many people,
Yeah.
that's normal for me, so I ain't tripping
Right.
too much about that. So the day-to-day is cool. I think I do sometimes have moments where I'm just like, where are we going here? Where are we going with this? How is life gonna be different? How is life gonna be progressing, and what did I invest in that may or may not pay dividends later? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's those type of things. But as far as the day to day of just being, I'm still extra busy. I'm still, I still have my 2 or 3 friends or niece and
Yeah.
nephew and sister or something like that. And honestly, I wouldn't spend too much time with a whole bunch of more people anyway. So
You like
for the
me.
most part, I'm straight. Yeah.
Yeah, man, brand new EP, people. I love it. I've been listening to it. You got Houston's Own, the Walls Group on there, Pastor Mike, and of course,
Yeah.
Smiley Music. And take us into your mindset behind this, because as I listen, even to the song People, I know a lot of times in the inspiration industry and the church, we always have this challenge with people, because we look at people from the standpoint that they can be judgmental. We look at people can be so critical, and it's just this nature that we have, this drive that we have to kind of go, Lord, give us the balance. How do we deal with people when they're judgmental, but how do we at the same time serve mankind? Because it's this unusual balance that you and I have to try to figure out.
Yeah, man, it's weird, man. It's tough, and I think we have to learn how to do the work and kind of be disconnected from the result. You know, it's kind of like, you know, do what you know God told you to do, and almost, you know, don't watch it land, because it might disappoint you. You might put your best foot forward, you might put your best song out, you might say your best sermon, and people might not say amen, but you still know that you did what you were supposed to do. You can't watch too hard to see how people are commenting or liking. The algorithm might not be in your favor today. You know, it's just at the end of the day, you know, learning to be self-approving, I guess that might be a good word, where, you know, I know that I listened to God here. I know that I heard God here. And if people don't react to it as intensely as I would like, or even have negative reactions to it, then obviously that's what God expected and planned for, and I'll be okay.
Yeah, but I like how you use the word disconnect, because it's challenging for us, especially in this social media world, because we like likes and we like to be approved. And Jesus said it best when he said, don't fall in love with the praises of men more than the commandments of God. And it sounds like what you were just saying here. In order for us to disconnect, we've got to fully understand the assignment and the purpose that God gave us, whether it's the project, whether it's the message, you know, whether it's a word that he's given us to speak. But show us how, and give us some practical steps of being able to disconnect, because it's challenging.
Yeah, man. You know what? I write these songs, and I don't write them from a place of I mastered it. I write from a place of, you know, I'm working on it. I'm pursuing it. I'm giving it to God. I guess the biggest things were just stay off social media for a while. Don't let that consume your life. There's some things that I've been working on, and I call it like my constitution. One day I might write a book about it. So where I really kind of write down who I am, what I, you know, define myself as, the guidelines that I kind of give myself. So when I do something, if I acted constitutionally, if I acted within my, you know, bounds for myself, which of course should be incredibly impacted by, you know, God's constitution, I guess. If I did what I was supposed to do, then I acted constitutionally. You know, I dated constitutionally. I posted constitutionally. I did not go anything. I didn't go outside of my character. And if I can at least rest in that, then maybe I can be a little bit, you know, content with how everything turns out.
I know you wrote about things like, you know, you talked about grace, you talked about the best thing, you talked about people, you talked about moving on with Molly music, which I love. Take us into that and how you got connected with Molly, and tell us a little bit about moving on.
Oh man, I've known Molly for a long time, man. He started this thing off well before I did, maybe a whole decade before I did. And and he was killing it, and he pioneered the space for us a little bit. And you know, I always looked up to him as an artist anyway, but he is, you know, a brother, a friend, and he's been that for a long time. I don't know why it took us so long to actually work together, but just how the cookie crumbled.
Yeah.
And as we started to put this track together, I was like, man, I think Molly needs to be on this. And he said, yeah, he loved the song, and we recorded it in a hotel room, bro.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And the Walls group, you know, that's Houston's own. You know, we love them.
Yeah, man. You know, people don't know that me and the Walls, we found out that we are distant cousins, very distant cousins. And so my grandmother was actually raised by the Walls. She, you know, she was with the Walls. And so, you know, down in Houston, down in, I can't remember what it was called, Pearland or Pearland. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And so, yeah, so I have family roots down there. I'm distant cousins. Like, I'm talking about third, fourth, once removed. I don't know what it is, but you know, we just got a kick out of realizing that we could trace, you know, where we actually connect. And so, those are my favorite singers in the world. They've actually been in some way, at least there on every album I've ever had. And so, it's really cool to have them yell with me a little bit on this one.
Yeah, Jonathan McReynolds is joining me on People Station Magic 102.1, and Sky Houston is coming in behind me.
Hey, what's up?
Scott, tell me the name of the young lady you said.
Oh, wait.
You want a special?
They don't like when I'm not.
All right, go ahead.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah. Protect AV. What's up?
Yeah,
Really,
yeah,
really
I know,
quick.
I
Hey,
know.
watch it. Hey, so my 8-year-old, I love that you have an audience that's not particular to age group. So my 8-year-old's listening. He says, "What does he mean? Make me a cathedral?" Like the fact that he picked up on that. What does he mean? He just keeps saying
Wow.
that. What does that mean? Tell our Magic listeners what that means to make me a cathedral.
You got it. So, you know, a lot of times or throughout Bible history, the presence of God has always lived somewhere. He was
Right.
always like in a tabernacle or a tent. You know, they would go to the presence of God. And even now, we kind of assume that God lives in church sometimes. Then when we go on Sunday, we're going to meet God. But actually, ever since Jesus came and left, God wanted to live inside of our hearts. So therefore, we don't necessarily just go to a temple. We actually are a temple. God wants to live in our hearts, his presence in our hearts. So when I say make a cathedral out of me, what I'm saying is, God, don't even just make me like a little temple. Don't even make me like a little storefront, but make me a big, beautiful, glorious temple for you. Something that you feel comfortable in, something that you're proud of, something that has influence on the world around it. You know, tell your son that's what I meant. Make a big, beautiful church, a place for God to live out of my heart.
See, man, you got it all down. You got a constitution. He's a temple. I mean, you got it all down. I
got theories and philosophies for days.
How did you get hooked up? How did you get hooked up with the whole Sunday's Best and becoming a judge? And I know that's difficult a lot of times for artists to sit back and critique each other, especially in the inspiration industry.
Well, no, they reached out to me and asked me if this is something I would, you know, think about doing. And I thought it was actually cool, man. I enjoy, you know, I wouldn't say I enjoy critiquing, but I do enjoy kind of weighing in. I enjoy, you know, giving, you know, some good advice, you know, as good as I can do it. I enjoy just clapping. I think it's more when you get to Sunday Best, by the time you get to top 10, most people are pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not a whole bunch of, I don't have to lead with critiquing. I can lead with enjoying. I can lead with, that was good. This is what I liked about it. You know, this is what I wish there was more of or less of or whatever. And so I have a really good time, man. I think of it as picking a teammate that's going to, you know, I got to pass them the ball one day, and I got to know that they can make the shot. Yeah,
and speaking of ball, you play ball as well. You're a basketball player.
I mean, I try, man.
Modest.
You know, I'm a amateur church boy, but yeah, we grew up, you know, hooping for real. You know, I'm from Chicago, so you know, I tell everybody I got the best jumper in Chicago. I'm the best jumper in gospel. Yeah.
They tell me it don't travel well though. That's what I heard.
I don't know why they said that. No, man. I've been down to Florida, and I've been killing them. I've been to Travis Green's celebrity thing and Charlotte. I was killing them. Yeah, so I don't know what they're talking about.
You know, Travis is, you know, he's a little short fella. That don't count.
I mean, he has some other hoopers out there.
Yeah, you got to bring it to H-Town, man. You got to bring it with a real.
I feel like I have already, but you know, I'll go ahead and do it again. I'll get you and Ray Beatty and let y'all know.
yeah, you do it. Listen, I'm gonna play by, you know, I'm playing by 5-10 seconds. I'm out of there. I can get a triple double in by 5 seconds. I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I mean Brian Courtney Wilson, James Fortune. They should know. They should know.
I'm gonna see.
They should be a witness.
I don't know. I can't find a witness out here. Do me a favor, man. Do me a favor. April Smith is one of your biggest fans. It's her birthday today. Will you wish her a happy birthday?
April Smith, I just want to let you know, happy birthday. I hope that you have an incredible day. You are loved, you're appreciated, and respected. So go ahead and turn up inside, 6 feet away from everybody else.
Let me ask you about this. I know you saw the Michael Jordan documentary. How do you feel about that, man? Mike he's one kind of player. I mean, the only time that I remember Chicago disappearing in the 90s was when the greatest team of the 90s, the Houston Rockets, won back-to-back titles. But how, you okay over there?
Oh, man. I mean, you know, God really has grace and mercy over your life, saying such abominations.
What?
Yeah, there was a moment where, you know, Michael Jordan took a breath and allowed Hakeem to do something. I don't know exactly what he did, but he did something.
Back to back. That's
Yeah,
what he did.
yeah. But no, man. I love it, man. I absolutely love the documentary. Obviously, I was a little too young for the first three, but I was definitely present for the last three, and so we're about to get into the last three in the documentary. Man, it's really cool. I had all the books, like the commemorative books. I had the posters. It's just really just a trip, man. And I think people, we watch the LeBrons, we watch the Stephs. I'm personally a big Steph fan, and I respect all LeBron does, even though I talk about him because I can't stand the LeBron fans.
Yeah, you hit on him hard, man. You be hitting on him hard.
Oh man, they wear me out. But because it's really easy to look at them and not be able to imagine anybody be any more dominant.
Yeah.
But when you look at Mike, you just like, this dude it was as if, of course, the LeBrons and several people now could probably, they have as many skills as he has. But when he came here, he was on another level than everybody else. I mean, people were playing basketball. He was playing something else. And just the dominance is just crazy to watch, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was like even in North Carolina, you could see it. Because when Akeem was playing here with the Cougars, you could see Michael's domination then back then with James Worthy and several other players on the team. You knew he had greatness, but when you saw him matriculate, as some would say, into the person that he became, it was like this. It's amazing. But Akeem and Maxwell and Kenneth Smith, and I could go on and name players, we were able to cut off. Was it a dynasty? Would you call it a dynasty? Was
dynasty? Clyde on those teams too?
Clyde came the second year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came the second year. That's when we won. Watch this. When we won back to back.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Before and after that, we repeated the three-peat. So, get on our level. That's all.
Listen, a whistle here, a whistle there. I mean, What leadership skills could you take from watching that, especially with Michael Jordan? Because it took a lot for him to be great. But at the same time, we know Mike had his challenges and his issues as well.
That's a good question, man. You know what?
I stumped Jonathan McReynolds. This is amazing.
There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things I'm trying to think of just the best ones. But like, even when it comes from just leading and the isolation that comes from leading, the fact that he had to be in his hotel room because as soon as he left, it was a totally different ball game. And I think it's just really important to have people in your life, man, that can kind of keep you grounded. I think he was missing people. And, I relate to him a lot. I relate to Kobe a lot. They both are cut from the same cloth. I kind of feel like I have that gene sometimes where we work for greatness almost to the point of alienating people, almost to the point of people don't even know how to really help us. You know what I'm saying? And so, those are the ways I really kind of look. That's why I kind of took some time to think about it, because him and Kobe, man, I've always seen myself in them a little bit. And, I want to make sure that even as I strive for greatness, I still have some inherent goodness, because sometimes greatness goes against, just being a good dude.
Yeah.
And and having a good life. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's what I want to say.
Yeah, man, I was thinking about you, and I was looking at Kim Burrell, Yolanda, as I named, the Clark sisters as well. So many people from this side, the R&B side, the hip hop industry, as the church world would call it, the secular side. They embrace you. Yeah, they embrace you. They love your gift. They love your ministry. How do you, as an artist, keep from falling even to the temptation of the world celebrating you? Because you can get caught up in it.
Oh, I don't know if I got enough celebration for that.
But because they love you, man. You're some of the greatest R&B artists who love you. Yeah,
man, and I appreciate it, and it's a I guess throughout everything in my life, and I probably trip too hard sometimes, but I know that all that I have, God really gave it. you know what I'm saying, what did I do to deserve a voice or a talent to write or, you know, this large forehead? What did I do for that? I didn't do nothing.
And don't talk about heads.
I didn't pray, you know, for that. My mother didn't pray for that. We didn't pay any money. We didn't live some extra holy life that, you know, made God want to do this. You know what? And then even now you have the voice and you have the talent. What did I do really to deserve the opportunity and the opportunity to you know, live my purpose out? It was given. And so when there's a different way that you treat something that was given to you than what you feel like you earned. And so I'm hoping to steward it as well as I can and you know, take those talents that he gave me and double them and handle them well and not mess it up. But when you think of it as a gift, then you know that you know, it can be taken away just as quickly as it was given.
Yeah, man.
And so I just kind of handle it with that mindset, man. Like, I appreciate you. When I listen to sometimes I listen to my music, you know, normally before it's actually released. And I'm just like, who did that?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a sense that I feel a little sometimes disconnected from, you know, the creation process and the part that people would say was great. And so, you know, I kind of keep it like that. And it feels like it's just God doing his thing.
Yeah.
Me.
Our brother Marcus Wiley just chimed in on here. We had this conversation yesterday. I called Wiley and he didn't answer. Well, he answered the phone, said, "I'll call you right back." And he FaceTimed me. And I didn't answer the phone. I said, "Marcus, I don't FaceTime with grown men." And so he made an emphasis to say, "Well, you and Jonathan are FaceTiming right now."
That's funny. That's funny.
You know, he got to beat his point home. He want to try to make a point out of it. I'm like,
man, I had him come. I did a 30 when I turned 30. I did a roast, and I had him come down. I had Isaac Correa and other people come down, and they just let me have it for 2 hours. Yeah. We put the roast on YouTube, but church folks couldn't handle it, so I just took it down. But you know, shout out to Marcus, man, one of the funniest guys in the world. Yeah. He started laughing at me, saying that I don't call him back and all that stuff. You know, he gets real sensitive sometimes. I don't know what that's all about.
He's very sensitive. He's very sensitive. I don't know.
That's why you want to FaceTime you. That's why you kind of FaceTime all these grown men.
I don't FaceTime grown men. I said, that's just me. He talking about, well, you do it on social media. I said, it's a difference. It's an interview. I said, I feel like as grown men, we should just pick up the phone and talk to each other. I don't want to FaceTime you, Wiley.
Hey man, that's your generation, man. Now we grew up FaceTime. We grew up. Do. Yeah. We do this, but we also, you know, my nephew wears pink all the time, and you know, this stuff that I'll be like, can we do that? Because I could have sworn that pink and yellow was a little off limits for us. But
still is.
Nah, man. Right. For your generation, man, y'all can't just rock pink.
No, I can't. No, if I go to the south side of H-Town, it's not happening. What are you doing? That's what they're gonna say. What are you doing? But to each his own. I love it. Listen, man, I appreciate you hanging out with me once again. The brand new EP. People tell everybody about it, where they can get their hands on it. You know, I'm still old school, so I like to say, tell everybody where they can pick it up.
Yeah, man. You can pick it up on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal. You can see the visual album. We did a whole music video for 27-minute long music video. Go check that thing out, man. On YouTube, just search Jonathan McReynolds People and JonathanMcReynolds.com. All that. Just check it all out, man. We have a lot more coming, like in a month. A lot more content, a lot of cool things that I want you guys to see and champion, subscribe to, and so make sure you just stick around. Keep watching.
You're my brother for life, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I love you, man.
Oh, man, I love you. Thank you for always being there. Anytime we call you, you always come, and I appreciate that about you. I can't say it enough, and I want everybody to go out, get the EP, people. Make sure you pick it up. And when you're on Sunday Best, listen. When you're on Sunday Best, when they come to you and they say, Jonathan, what do you think about that artist? I want you to stop, pause, and say, I want to shout out to my homie AV.
You got it, man. I'll try to remember that. As soon as all this stuff gets over, we can start taping another season. Then I'll do my best to work that in. I can't say they won't edit it out.
You lie.
If you don't see it, it's because they edited it out.
Yeah, you lying like you lied about our back-to-back championships when Michael disappeared.
Oh man,
Love you, man.
love you, brother.
All right,
Let's
man.
see. Let's see what Harden got though.
Please don't start on me.
I'll make you cut.
Hey, we going to football season right now. I don't even know if they're gonna come back with the NBA. I think. What do you think about that? Before I let you get off of here, because I'm thinking they should really just let this season go. Because it's almost June.
Yeah, they probably gonna let it go. I mean, I would like them to do a quick. They should. I don't see why they can't do a quick tournament or something like that.
Yeah,
just a real quick.
How would you do it though? Would you do it like the college format? I mean, elimination.
Whoever's top 8 right now. Top 8. Just do a quick thing. Let LeBron let him cry or whatever.
Yeah, he gonna cry
and get his thing. And
yeah,
I'm sure he's still been working out because he got to stay on top.
Got to stay on top.
He's trying to chase MJ. So
he'll never catch him.
I know, but he just keep trying. But I just know he's in there right now doing chest presses right now, trying to reach him. So yeah, so
yes, sir.
that's why I say the quick tournament, 1 game each.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
All right, man.
We'll do it again soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care.